Imagine a world with no countries, no cities, no roads, no books, and no written history. A world where humans had only recently learned to farm, build homes, and live together in permanent settlements. Now imagine that one place changed everything. More than 5,000 years ago, between two great rivers in the Middle East, people created something humanity had never seen before. They built the world's first true cities. They invented one of the earliest writing systems. They developed laws, governments, trade, mathematics, and engineering that would influence civilizations for thousands of years. Historians call this remarkable land Mesopotamia, a name that means the land between the rivers. Today, we'll travel back to the very beginning of civilization and discover how Mesopotamia became the cradle of human history. Mesopotamia was located in what is now modern-day Iraq, along with parts of Syria, Turkey, Kuwait, and Iran. Its name comes from the ancient Greek words meso, meaning between, and potamos, meaning river. Those two rivers were the Tigris and the Euphrates. Every year, these rivers flooded their banks, leaving behind rich, fertile soil. This fertile land made farming possible in a region that was otherwise dry and difficult to live in. Because crops grew successfully here, people no longer needed to constantly move from place to place in search of food. Instead, they settled down. Small farming villages slowly grew into larger communities. Over time, those communities became the world's first cities. This fertile region later became known as the Fertile Crescent, one of the most important places in human history. Without it, civilization as we know it might never have existed. Think online reviews are a modern invention? Think again. Nearly 3,700 years ago, in ancient Mesopotamia, a customer named Nani became so frustrated that he wrote a formal complaint to a merchant called Ea Nasir. Why? Because the copper he received was poor quality. But that wasn't his only complaint. Nani accused the merchant of delivering inferior copper, insulting his messenger, and refusing to make things right. Instead of sending an email or leaving a one-star review, he carved his complaint onto a clay tablet. And incredibly, that very tablet still exists today. It is considered the world's oldest known customer complaint, proving that people have been dealing with bad customer service for thousands of years. So the next time you see a negative online review, remember, it all started nearly 3,700 years ago. Have you ever stopped to wonder why 1 minute has 60 seconds instead of 100? It may seem like a random number, but the answer takes us back more than 5,000 years to one of the world's first great civilizations, Ancient Mesopotamia. The people of Mesopotamia didn't count the way we do today. Instead of using a base 10 number system, they used a base 60 system, also known as the sexagesimal system. At first, that might sound strange, but it was actually incredibly practical. The number 60 can be divided evenly by many different numbers: 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12, 15, 20, and 30. That made everything from trade and construction to astronomy and mathematics much easier. Their brilliant system became so useful that later civilizations adopted it instead of replacing it. And even though empires rose and fell over thousands of years, this simple idea survived. Today, every time you glance at a clock, you're using the same mathematical system created in ancient Mesopotamia. 60 seconds make 1 minute. 60 minutes make 1 hour. A civilization that disappeared thousands of years ago still shapes the way the entire world measures time. The next time you check your watch, remember, you're looking at one of Mesopotamia's greatest inventions, still ticking after more than 5 millennia. When people hear about ancient Mesopotamia, one thing almost always comes up: the Code of Hammurabi, one of the world's earliest written law codes. At first, it sounds like a huge step toward justice, but there's a surprising detail most people never learn. The law wasn't the same for everyone. In Hammurabi's legal system, a person's social status often determined how they were punished. The exact same crime could lead to completely different consequences depending on whether the people involved were wealthy nobles, ordinary citizens, or enslaved individuals. To us, that may seem deeply unfair, but nearly 4,000 years ago, this reflected the way Mesopotamian society was structured, where people were divided into different social classes, and the law treated those classes differently. Today, the idea that everyone should be equal before the law is a basic principle in many countries. Looking back at Hammurabi's code shows us just how far legal systems have evolved and how the meaning of justice has changed over thousands of years. Ancient Mesopotamia wasn't just the birthplace of civilization. It was the place where humanity took its very first steps toward the modern world. The first cities, the first written laws, the first customer complaint, the first business records, and even the reason we still divide time into 60 seconds and 60 minutes. Its influence has survived for more than 5,000 years, and it's still part of our everyday lives. It's incredible to think that so many things we consider normal today began in one ancient land between two rivers. If you enjoyed uncovering these fascinating secrets of Mesopotamia, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next journey into history. And tell me in the comments, which Mesopotamian fact amazed you the most? Thank you so much for watching.